Hey guys, this is Marc Goldberg from Marc Vlogs Watches, and this is an exciting moment because Rolex has just put out an 11-second teaser video showing something new. The problem is it's 11 seconds and it's in the dark, and of course they're being coy and cagey about it. But let's talk about the video that Rolex has just put out in 1 second right after this quick fistwatch check. And what you are looking at, guys, is a Seiko Monster. I should probably be wearing a Rolex for this announcement, but you caught me. You caught me wearing my Seiko. Okay, in the comments section, in the description of this video, I'm going to put a link to the Rolex teaser video. Now, they literally just put it up, okay? I happened to stumble across it. It had a measly 2,500 views. I think by the time you get to see it, it's gonna be close to 1 million views. And it's only 11 seconds, all right? But what they are showing, boy, they're being tricky about it. It's really hard to tell. A macro shot of the dial emerges from the dark, and it zooms right in on the coronet, and you can kind of see the hands. So, and the chromolite is lit up. So here's what we know. First of all, the chromolite looks the same. So I think they have not changed their blue chromolite. And we're looking at a Mercedes hour hand. So clearly we're looking at a sports watch, you know, an Oyster Perpetual professional steel sports watch. That's what I think we're looking at. Now, the camera angle shifts, and from the inky blackness emerges the profile of a lug. And if you freeze frame it, which you can do when you're watching the video, you know what I think we're looking at, guys? I think we're looking at nothing more than a Rolex Submariner. Now, why would they be talking about a great big new announcement with a Rolex Submariner? My prediction, as I've been saying all along, I think the big whopping big news on the Rolex Submariner is going to simply be that they put the new movement in there, which has a 72-hour power reserve and even better anti-magnetic properties, even better shock resistance. They have made some substantial tweaks to their movements, and I think the Submariner is going to be the beneficiary of that. So that will entail a new reference number, which will be 1 digit different. Then they'll take the 1 in the front of the reference number and they will replace it with a 2. And also, whenever Rolex takes and does a movement change to a watch that they are otherwise not changing at all, they do one other thing, and that is they make some tiny detail different on the dial so that they at the Rolex Service Center can denote that change. So they'll take 2 words and stick a dash between them. Or they will slightly alter the spacing between 2 letters. It's going to be something infinitesimal. Now, we OCD collectors will calculate it right away. You know, the second anybody gets a picture of that dial, we will know right away that they put, you know, a dash between Oyster and Perpetual, or they took one out, or they did something different. Could it be something more substantial than just the new movement? Could it be something cosmetically amazing and wonderful? Yeah, sure, it could be. What could it be? Well, they could be creating a Smurf version of the steel Submariner. Could be. They could be taking the Cyclops off of the sub date. You know, super doubtful, right? They could be taking the Cyclops and putting it on the inside so that it was still magnified, but the top of the sapphire was clean. Not going to happen. I think it's nothing more than the movement change. Now, it also could be that we're looking at a new GMT because the case and the dial are very, very similar, if not the same, as the GMT to the Submariner, especially from the angle. And you'll know what I mean when I show you let me show you the still picture of the dial that's in the video right now. Okay, so I think it's a Submariner, but it could be a GMT, right? If it's a GMT, then in the Pepsi Jubilee bracelet, they already put the new movement. So it could just be the Batman. We could be looking at a Batman right here with a new movement, a tiny little dial change, nothing else. And then the old Batman has now been discontinued in favor of a new reference number with a new movement. Could be something very simple like that. Or it could be a whole new model. Could be. Now, we're all of us going to have to wait. Today is Friday, March 15, and we are going to have to wait in 5 days till Baselworld on March 20. And then all will become clear. And until then, all of this will be the subject of intensive speculation. I think it's especially interesting that in 11 seconds, they're going to turn the entire watch world, on its head, because is it something new or is it just something tweaked on something old? Could be a Pepsi. No, can't be a Pepsi. They did Pepsi. Coke. I meant Coke. They could have put out a Coke now to match the Pepsi. It could be that. Might not have anything to do with a Submariner. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. Anyway, here's what to do. Have a look at that teaser. Go into the comments or the description of this video. Have a look at the teaser video of Rolex. Invest that 11 seconds, guys, and then come right back here into the comments and tell me, what the heck do you think we're looking at? And do you even care? All right, let's talk about that. Now, I'm going to end on this note. I don't care what new toy that Rolex puts out, what tweak. Honestly, I think it's going to be something that most of us are going to want because they know boys and they know what toys we want to play with. So they're going to come out with the new G.I. Joe and we're going to feel like we have to have it. But I would advise you to avoid selling anything Rolex that you have right now just to raise the money to buy the new toy. Don't do it. Because so many guys are going to do that Submariners and GMTs and all these watches are temporarily going to flood eBay, Chrono24, and the used watch dealers. They're going to kind of like flood in. And that temporary abundance, and it will be temporary, but it will be more abundant than it has been for a while. It's going to depress the prices for about 6 months. And then in 6 or 7 months, those prices will come right back up and might shoot even ahead of where they are even right now, pre-Baselworld. And that's because, God won't be making any more Submariners with the old movement. Boy, if we could only go back in time and buy up a bunch of Rolex Daytonas with the Zenith movement. Wouldn't that be a great thing? Because those are so much more expensive than the current production models with the current production movement. So don't sell anything Rolex right now. If you want anything new, then invest new dollars or just wait until give it another year to 2 years and then I think the smart collector is now buying stuff that was introduced at Basel 2017. Because that stuff is now slightly more obtainable. Okay, go watch the 11 seconds. Come right back here. Tell me, what do you think? This is Goldberg. Peace out.